Welcome to SoulWhat, a Soultopia production. Every Tuesday, Michelle and Roger Welch take a deep dive into the intriguing and proactive world of metaphysics, a world beyond our human perception. They'll talk to empaths, readers, and other guests from all walks of life to find out what's hiding under the surface, uncover the mysteries of our modern world, and reveal the answers you need to live a happy, healthier life. Now, here's your host, Michelle and Roger Welch.
Hello, hello. Tonight is SoulWhat. I had to think about it for a second. It's Tuesday night. And I was like, it's Tuesday night, and the name of the show is SoulWhat, right?
Glad you figured that out.
How are you doing tonight, Roger?
I'm all right.
Yes? What have you been up to?
Trying to get over this cold.
Right. So
That's
Roger
been
and
the
I
biggest
both, Matt, how are you feeling is the burning question.
I'm feeling fine. Yeah, I'm feeling great.
I'm
so
so
hopefully
glad.
it stays that way.
Yeah.
He's been far enough away from us.
He's been
Yeah.
far enough away, and actually, when we were contagious, when I had fever in the time that they say you're contagious with, not COVID, with the flu, it's flu A. I was actually wearing a mask, and I've been pretty good. I think I was more determined to wear a mask with this than COVID, because I'm going to tell you that this flu is one of the most contagious things I've ever been around in my life. I mean, we were at my grandson's and son's house, and Tyler came in from New York, and bam, everybody got it, right?
I guess his name's changing, right?
His name's Tyler. We're not going to talk about it, but yeah, he brought in the flu. So influenza Tyler.
Yeah, it's not. Before COVID really hit hard, I guess it would have been December of 2019. I got the flu, and I've never felt worse in my life. I don't think anything has ever made me feel that bad. Yeah. And I feel like I never tested positive for COVID. I did have symptoms at some point during lockdown, so I think I probably had it at one point. Didn't feel that bad, but that flu, it was about a week where I just couldn't move. I couldn't get off the couch. Everything hurt. It was miserable.
Your eyeballs hurt.
Yeah.
Right?
I couldn't believe it. I've never felt that sick in my life.
Right. I tell you, it's a serious thing.
I can remember having it as a teenager, and I think I've had it once since I was a teenager, to believe it or not. But it's just like, it's that cold that just drags on, and my restless legs have been horrible all week because of
Have
it.
they?
Just like,
No.
like I just need to get up and run.
Well, the cough lingers, and then I talked to Tanner today, who was in that Mag Dog competition. Remember, she made the finals, and she had the flu during it. And she told me she coughed through the whole finals. And I told her today how proud I was of her. I said, I probably would have been like, okay, I just take second place. You got it. We made it to the finals. I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how she did it, as bad as I've been feeling. I don't know how I just told her how proud of her I was that she was able to, even knowing how bad this feels. So for those of you who have think you have the flu, or if you hear somebody has the flu, take it seriously, because it is extremely contagious.
Yeah.
Right? Extremely contagious. And the cough, I've been told, can last like up to 6 weeks.
Oh, that's miserable.
Doesn't mean you're contagious that long, but it just lingers. But we're not going to manifest.
That's why they make hot toddies.
Yeah.
It's true.
Roger's hot
That'll clear
toddies.
you up.
Yep.
Yeah, it will. So tonight we're going to do readings. This is the last Tuesday of the month, and we have set that aside in general to be our night that we do readings. And what we would like y'all to kind of get accustomed to doing is to knowing that is the last Tuesday of every month, and know that you're getting readings from those of us who, read for a living. So it's a pretty good deal, knowing that if you get a reading on here, we will say your first name, and if you're on, it may say your because of the way social media works, it may have your last name, but we will only say your first name. And if you want a general reading, that's fine. If you want to ask a yes, no, if you want to ask an either or, that's all fine. We do have some people that wrote in ahead of time. We will try to post it the week before, but just get used to it being that last weekend, right? Or last Tuesday of the month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And send us those questions so that we can know. We'll save a few spots for people listening live, but we can get those. So we do have a list kind of going, and I thought if nothing else, we probably can just kick it off and get started. What do you think,
Yep,
Roger?
sounds good.
And anybody, I'll just say again, I think I wrote in the description, I believe I did. Mainly, we are watching the SoulWhat Facebook page. So if you happen to be watching this on Soultopia, or if you're watching this on the Soultopia YouTube page, and you want to ask a question live, head over, look up SoulWhat on Facebook. You'll see us live over there, and watch it over there, because those comment sections are different, especially if you're watching on one Facebook page versus the other. But yes, we do have a list of people who have sent in questions early. And again, as we continue to do these, we'll try to get a post up at least a couple of days ahead of time for you to write those questions in, so we have them, because it can be lost during the live show. People are commenting, things go by. We're trying to also continue to do a live show here, so every now and then things get missed.
Yeah, it does. I'm trying to follow the rules and be a good podcaster.
Mm-hmm.
So, and read. When we know that when I read, I'm out. So, right?
Yes, you.
So Roger and Matt can run the show
Yeah.
when I start reading.
So I'll start here with some folks that have chimed in early. We've got Kimberly, who would like to know about graduate school.
Okay. And Matt, if you want to jump in too, if you have one especially you want to read on, that's fine. It's up to you.
Well, I think I'll leave it up to y'all, just because we have a lot to get through. So
Okay. Fair
it
enough.
seems like we'll
Roger, you want to start?
keep it moving.
I think we're reading with the same. Oh, you're reading with your.
Well, I have my Mystic Martian cards, and I have the Tarot Radiance here. But I did pull is actually the third eye card of. There we go, right here. This is actually the third eye visions manifesting meditation. But you're asking about graduate school, and I think what you're going to have to do is really with this card representation is you need to visualize exactly how you see your graduate school going, and basically lay a plan out for yourself. And you see that in your own mind, and just follow that plan. Okay, and I believe because it sounds like you're just making a plan for graduate school, but it's not. You're laying the groundwork. You're actually seeing how it's going. You can see it today, how it's going to be in 2 years. 3 years, down the road. And what you do is you just need to envision that into your own third eye, into your mind, and just follow that, because that's the track you need to stay on. Now, always remember, if something happens where you can pivot around it, but, kind of make sure you have that end goal. This is where I want to be when I end, and keep focusing on that and keep moving forward on it.
Okay. So, Kimberly, for you, I got a kind of a caveat. I think the question was, how is graduate school looking for you? I don't know if you're in it or not. Here's what I get. And so you'll have to apply this to the facts of what's going on with you. I got that if you are going to graduate school to do something where you are working with children. Now, let me just disclaim here. Let's say you're like, oh, no, I'm going for finance. Completely different. I'm not saying that means, okay, it's not going to work out for you. I'm getting a very strong, it is going to work out for you if you're going to graduate school for something where you're working with children, whether that be pediatrics, whether that be counseling, whether that be teaching, and you're getting a graduate degree for that. Anything with children, I'm getting a very strong pull for a yes. Does that mean you need to change? If it's not what you are getting your graduate degree in, no, I'm not saying that, but I'm getting a very, very strong positive answer and response if your graduate school involves something with children. And that is what I'm receiving tonight. As far as if it didn't, let me just see if I can just give you a little. If it wasn't, I don't know that you're going to enjoy it quite as much and it's going to go quite as well, but that doesn't mean that it can't still go well for you. So that's my reading
Sounds good.
for you, Kimberly.
Sounds good. And we have Dawn now. Says, what do I need to focus on right now?
Okay. Awesome. That's a good question for the new year. Getting to be, right?
Sure.
So, and I'm also reading with the Radiant Wise. Roger has the little pocket edition. I have the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot by Lo Scarabo, and these are some of our favorites. So, Roger, you want to go?
Sure. So this one I got is actually a gray tall. Kind of cool, right? Gray talls. We got a bracelet coming out based on these two.
Oh, we did.
that's
I've got to actually. I got to get my ass over there and actually design it. I got all the beads together. Just need to put the design together.
Oh,
You would know.
Yeah.
put me in line for one of those. That sounds
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. They are. They're going to be super cool. But the the one thing that jumps out about this one is the organization. Okay, and I think this is a time you're talking about is a good time of the year. People talk about it, but I think for you, it's most important is to actually sit back and reevaluate life, but get everything organized around you, and that way, this year of 23, it flows very smooth for you. So I think it's a good time for you to just take a step back, reorganize, kind of regroup everything together, and make sure things are flowing properly.
Okay. So for you, Dawn, what do you need to focus on? The card I drew from the Radiant Wise Tarot, this is the box, you guys. It's just, if y'all don't have this, this is a really good go-to deck. I got the Three of Cups, and this is the traditional kind of card for the Rider-Waite-Smith, and I immediately did get, it's a great time. You have a lot of friends, I take it, and it feels like you do, and it's time to focus on your friends and your family, those who love you, friends, family members, chosen family members, and focus on them. I drew another card to say, okay, but what's that about? Why? I mean, that's kind of obvious. We want to focus on our friends. Well, because you seem to be giving your strength to a lot of people who maybe are not those who give that back to you. So you're holding a lot of people up who are not necessarily holding you up. So it's time for you to realize the people who really, really do care about you, and that's what you should be looking to focus on, is those who really care about you. Doesn't mean that you don't ever care for those who aren't returning it. That karma can come back in a different direction, but I am saying it's time for you to surround yourself with those who really, really love you.
Very cool.
Sounds good.
All right, moving on. Roger, we need to get some more cryptid bracelets, I think.
Yeah, I know.
We need like a Lake Worth monster bracelet.
That would actually be a good one to have.
Mothman.
We
Yeah.
can start a whole line of those.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Mothman would be cool.
We get like
Like
breeds.
Jersey Devil.
Yep.
Yeah.
Could get two little red eyes in it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
There's a couple of
Yeah, I
bright
see.
red beads in there.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Be on the lookout for those, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, we've got Leah, who I believe just wants a general reading.
Okay. Gonna go for it, Roger?
Sure. Just saw Leah. She's in my class.
Is that
I'm
Leah?
assuming it's the same Leah.
Yeah.
But if not, that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. So got is water element. Swimming in the water, right? But I think this is actually, it talks about on it, reflection, kindness, compassion. But I think for you, because I think it's really about going with the flow of things, making sure that you continue flowing and that you're moving forward. Water never really backs up, unless it's not stagnant water, right? But, you want water flowing. That's how water works. You want it flowing. And that's how you need to be focused on, is actually flowing forward all the time and moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. So I think that's for you this year, is that you need to focus on is moving all the time. Just keep moving, keep your momentum going, and keep, moving forward.
Would you hold this card up? This is the Nine of Swords from the Healing Light Tarot, another favorite of mine by Christopher Butler. This is also often known as a card of fears, anxieties. If you see in the card, if you want to pull out your own card at any time and look at it, the Nine of Swords, typically those swords are not going to be touching the figure in the card. You may be lying in a bed. It might be something you're worried about. You're having a nightmare about it. But the swords aren't causing any blood. They're not really touching you at all. So it's a card of anxiety. There's things that and it doesn't mean it's all in your head, but it can be. It can be that we're blowing up our fears greater. You know how the more we worry about things, sometimes it's worse than when it really, really happens. So that's what I'm getting from you. And I do the same thing. I have a lot of anxiety. I create a lot of fears that I don't need to. What I'm getting for you is to write those down. Just give voice to them. Now, I've said this before, that a lot of people will take issue with that. And they will say, well, if you give voice to fears, then you're creating that reality. No. Just write it out and say, I'm afraid of this. This worries me. I'm worried this situation isn't going to go well when I drop off my son I'm making this up, and when I drop off my son to meet, to trade off for my children at custody exchange, right? That's a good example, right? I'm very worried about how this will go. And people build that up in their minds so much that then there ends up being, we create that reality. Write it down and then turn it into a positive, an affirmation. It is going to go great when I make this trade-off between when we swap kids. So whatever it is that you're having anxiety about, whatever you feel a lack of confidence about, write it down. I'm not confident about my skills in this area, and then turn it into a positive affirmation. So I want you to do both. A lot of people just have you write down the affirmation. No, give voice to the fear first, because they're very real. And a lot of people will say, well, when I turned 50 or when I turned this age, I never cared another thing about what people thought about me. I'm going to tell you that's not true for everybody. We all have certain makeups and certain ways that we think about things. So don't feel bad if, even though you're getting older or we're getting older, that we still sometimes worry about things and what people think about us. Okay?
Okay. Now we have Miles with a general.
Okay.
Let's see.
You going to go first?
Sure.
I want to mention about how many cards are in that, because we've been seeing him read the Oracle cards a lot, and there seems like there's so many cards.
Yeah.
I mean, like tonight, I don't think I'd seen the mermaid, the water one.
I hadn't.
Yeah, so it's interesting that you can see these cards, these Oracle cards, because there's usually not as many. There's not usually 7 to 8 cards like a tarot, and then there's still just ones you just haven't seen, that we never draw or that often. It's interesting.
So I actually pulled one out of each deck. Got the Chariot card, and this is Sarian A, artistic integrity, honesty. But if you look, they're standing kind of on a cliff of water. And this one, a lot of times, the Chariot card has a lot to do with like travel. So I was wondering, Miles, if you're actually kind of considering doing some traveling here in probably the next first quarter of the year. If not, maybe it's a good time for you to start looking at it, because both of these kind of comes across as like kind of you taking some time to yourself and doing a little bit of travel for yourself, and actually in kind of maybe something you haven't done in the last few years is actually kind of regrouping your own self and kind of just recharge your own batteries by getting out getting out, do a little travel, try to do, a little bit of adventure on your own. So I think it'll be a good time for you to get kind of that leap of faith out there and get an adventure, start a little bit of an adventure on your own, kind of recharge your batteries like that.
So I drew the exact same card that I drew, and maybe you heard me shuffling and cutting the deck and knocking on the deck, which is my kind of routine. I drew the 9 of Swords again. For you, Miles, just like I drew it for Leah a little while ago. And then, so I drew another card to just say, okay, what's going on? And before I drew the card, I got, this is something having to do with work. And sure enough, I did get the Eight of Pentacles, which often can have to do with work or things of the world, mundane things that are going on in the material things in the world, and oftentimes how we make our living or money. And what it seems to me is there's an opportunity that is coming your way. So it's a very good thing. Aces are good. This opportunity is going to be coming in, yet you're having anxiety about it. Now, I don't know if you already know about the opportunity because I drew that card second, but I feel like you do, or you have an idea that you may know that there may be, even within your business, a lateral move or some sort of move, and you're concerned about it. And again, this whole thing about anxiety, and I want you again to look at it, and why are you having fears about it? Why are you going, this is giving me stress? What is it? Because it seems to be, it's more in your head that it might be an issue than in anyone else's head, because people believe in you totally that you would be able to handle that situation. So I do believe an opportunity is coming to you, and don't worry yourself out of the opportunity.
Very cool.
All right. Next we have Casey, General.
Okay.
Casey.
Casey.
This one always looks like a zombie to me almost. It's Alpha Centaurians.
Let me see.
Focus a little bit.
May I, when you're done?
Yeah. Kind of looks like a zombie.
Oh, yeah, he's playing chess in the water. Oh, because of strategy, planning.
And I think that's probably the biggest thing here, Casey, is about, this is a time of year, is about the strategy of life. Okay? Because you have this chest, but in the water, you think about it, kind of water, the fish and everything, it's kind of the beginning of life anyway. So I think this is a great time for you in life to, strategize your next move. Okay? You've got some things you want to work on, some things you want to do, and you're just not sure. Well, you're going to have to sit back and really dive into what you want that outcome to be. But now's a great time for that. And what you want to do is you want to take this time and plan every move out for yourself.
Okay. So for Casey, I got the King of Wands. And now this is about mastery. And I will say this is an energy that I feel that is around you. It is not your energy at this point. That doesn't mean that you don't have mastery over the Suit of Wands, over projects, over ideas, over enthusiasm, creativity. However, there is someone that is going to be a mentor to you in that area. I want to show these cards are all light and bright. So if you look at this from a distance, I mean, we've got a lot of orange, but it almost looks a little spooky from a distance, a little like, whoa, the fires are coming over, the flames getting too close to me. This mentor is really going to bring it with the creativity. I don't know what you do for a living, but I believe you do have a somewhat demanding job, and they're going to bring the heat. It's going to get a little more demanding with a person who is going to be mentoring you. They're expecting more from you, not only from your logical side, but from your creative side. So in other words, not just this, the same old that you're going to be bringing to the table, but you need to come up with some creative ideas. And this person wants you to succeed. So they may be a boss, a mentor. They want you to succeed. So just remember that, because it's going to feel like the flames are coming at you really strong and that they're being really demanding of you. But they really just want the best out of you. Yeah.
All right.
Going fast through these, aren't we?
I know. Well, we got a lot. We got a lot
Okay.
to get to. And again, these are all people who chimed in early. If you're watching live and you want to try to get a question in, assuming that we have time to get to it, we still have a little time here. So be sure and comment over on the SoulWhat Facebook page. SoulWhat Facebook page is where we're watching right now. Moving on to Jordan, General.
Okay. You want to start?
Sure. All right, so we got Palladian, unconditional love, excitement, laughter. Oh. So that's what the card looks like, guys.
I like the Palladians.
Yeah. Kind of stands up tall, standing tall and strong looking. That's kind of what I get off of this is actually with this card for you, Jordan, is your inner fire, your excitement, that creates your laughter in yourself is actually, believe it or not, is yourself. Okay, you have a really good way of laughing at yourself, even if you do something greater or kind of screw something up, not a big deal. Kind of laugh, you can laugh it off. It's not a big deal, and that's a good way to be too, is because you don't want other people to be, even if something doesn't work out the way you thought it was going to work out, is just to kind of laugh it off and move on. And you actually have a good way of doing that. And that's a good way to look at things also coming up. You've got some things probably that's kind of flowing from past issue things that you've actually have maybe thought was kind of moved past. You might have a little bit of a flare up of that coming up, but it's just going to be a real quick. It's just going to move up, kind of raise its head up again, but you're going to laugh it off and move past it really fast, and you're not going to deal with it again. It's just kind of like recycling through something that's already happened before in the past.
So, Jordan, I drew the Sun card to you, which is arguably one of the best cards in the deck. The Sun card is about if you were to ask a question of yes or no in a positive way, a positive yes, like, are things going to be great? And you got the Sun, that'd be indubitably yes, an incredibly good yes, positive. I also get that you bring the sunshine to other people. It's very subtle. It's not necessarily in their face. My birth cards are Sun, Wheel, Magician. So the interesting thing about Sun is that many people will put on that sun face. They'll have that smile on their face all the time. And then when they don't have it, people were like, well, were they faking it? With you, you just have that smooth, calming, that kind of sun that you bring to people, the very calming, smooth kind of joy that you bring to people. And I think that that's something you just need to be reminded of, that you do bring joy to a lot of people, and that you don't have to change that to be super charismatic and over the top in order to do that, because people feel very comforted around you. And the same thing, you can bring that to yourself because of, like Roger said, you're very good at not always taking yourself too seriously, and you take things seriously, but not too seriously, and you learn to laugh at yourself too. And that's why the confidence and people feel comfortable around you, because they know that you don't just overly judge yourself, so you're not also going to overly judge them. It's a really good reading, actually.
Okay. And we have Meredith, general reading.
Okay.
It's the vegans.
The what?
The vegans.
The vegans.
All right, so
Well, I ate bacon today. Just saying. Confession, I bacon today.
I didn't know vegans were aliens.
Well,
so
some
it
people
says
might
solitude,
be.
independent.
If you don't
and
eat bacon,
peace.
I don't.
Yeah.
And for Meredith, what I get though is you need to take a little bit of time.
Sorry.
I was just checking on you.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just coughing.
You need to take a little bit of time, just kind of stepping back, and you get a lot of, you're a very independent type of personality coming across, but you need to find a little bit of peace, okay, a little bit of downtime for yourself. Allow yourself to kind of like we were talking about a few minutes ago, recharging with other people too. This is actually a time you need to take advantage of and recharge yourself. And just find some inner peace for yourself too. This is just, I would start trying to maybe do some meditations, and maybe do some meditations that'll help center your energy, and that way your energy is a little bit more focused overall.
Meredith, I got from the Healing Light deck, and I don't know if you can see the colors. It looks, again, very orange, but it's actually pink and yellow, this card. And it's a really pretty pink, and there's pink up here at the top. And then there's 3 pink orbs at the bottom, and pink goes through this light column, and then there's yellow, and then there's all these orbs kind of circulating around. It looks like a spinal column to me. And what came to me from this is, first of all, just focusing in on the pink, which we think of as friendliness, calm, love, a gentle kind of love. Kind of like a rose quartz. And see if we have one in here. I pulled out my crystals, but I will pull out a citrines. And then we have the yellow, that's the citrine. The rose quartz would be the pink. And then we have the yellow citrine. And that's on here, that would represent maybe more the yellow color, not orange, but the yellow would be more of the solar plexus. And what I'm getting is something I know who this is. I think this is the Meredith I know. So I know you have a doctor. So, and that's the reason I'm saying this. I need to make that real clear. So, and it's something we've talked about quite a bit. Meredith, I feel like something needs to be looked at in the connection of Roger said something about alignment, didn't you? Or did I just hear that? And between your spine, your alignment, and I'm talking head to toe alignment. I feel that this is why you're supposed to get this card. I would like you to pink light, and what I mean by that is you can get your medicine, you can get your food, anything that you're putting in your body, cover it. You can use a selenite bowl and put your medicine in it or anything you're using, food too, and cover it and pink light it with like gentle, unconditional love, and then that yellow light, which is a healing, the golden light, right? And just be asking for more alignment in your actual physical body, with, of course, the help of your doctors.
Okay.
All right. Moving on now, and again, if you want a reading, I saw some people commenting over on the Soultopia page. Again, SoulWhat. Look for the SoulWhat Facebook page. We will try to get to you. Watch it over there. Those are our separate comment pools. We do have, though, Carla, general.
Okay. Okay. You want to go?
Go ahead.
You want me to
Oh,
go?
you want me to?
Okay. All right, Carla. Unless Roger can get it by the time I shuffle a little bit. I'm using the Healing Light by Christopher Butler. You guys know I like those cards. Okay, so Carla, you're going to look really buff in this picture. Woo! You've been working out. All right. Okay, so, all right. So this is it's the 9. And so 9 is the Hermit card. Is this what this is? This is the Hermit card? It is, right?
Yep.
It's got to be the Hermit card. So it's an interesting Hermit card. Because the 9 is in the Major Arcana is the Hermit. It's not Strength, unless they've twisted the cards around here. Here's what I see. Putting the card aside. Right when I held it up, I said, you are looking really buff. You're looking really strong. I also see when I used to lift weights, okay? It used to be really in style, like a long time ago to lift weights. You know, things go in waves. Mm-hmm. It's like yoga's in style. Then it's lifting weights. Then it's running. Then it goes in waves, just so y'all know. Biking, it goes in waves. And I think lifting weights is back in. So I lifted weights, had a trainer, all this kind of stuff, and I lifted heavy weights. And I remember when you'd get when you lock it in, even when you do like deadlifts and things like that, there was this certain point at which you got it, and you could just drop the weights or whatever you were doing. And you I don't know what they'd say, but you would just lock it into position and you had lifted that much weight. that's what I feel that's going on with you right now. I feel like it's almost like a victory stance, like I did it. So I feel like there's some accomplishments you have made, and I feel like some of those are that you're actually writing a little bit more. I want you to utilize maybe the voice recorder on your phone a little bit more when you're tired, even if you just say a couple words. If you don't feel like writing those words, I know you automatic write, and so it doesn't feel the same to you. But I feel like if you will, especially in these victorious moments, these moments where you feel like, I stuck the landing. I know that's gymnastics, but I did it. I did it. I accomplished this. I didn't think I was going to make it through this part of today or whatever it is. And then you stuck the landing, and just turn on that little voice memo or turn on the notes on your phone if you don't have a journal with you or you don't feel like writing, and write that accomplishment down. And one more thing, over it, it's almost like this little spaceship over it that's like something otherworldly, that's like, angle it so people watching can see, that's over, and you're almost looking up at it, and it's looking down at you, and it's just saying, I've got you. So whatever that is to you, but I do think you have otherworldliness looking over you right now, and celebrating your successes very much, and even the little bitty successes. Today for me, it was just like coming up here and doing the show and not canceling when we didn't feel so great. And that's a big success for me, because it would be really easy sometimes for me to just say, we can just cancel. That's not what I want to do. So that's a big success. So that would be an example of, you would record that and say, I'm really proud of myself that I did XYZ today. I think I've made it clear, but I want to make it clear how important it is that you don't skip one moment of what feels like a success to you. Okay.
All right. Okay, so I got the Blue Avians. It says philosophy, releasing karma, and mysticism. But the word that actually jumped out for me on this card was actually karma, believe it or not. And I think it's a time, because karma is a lot of times is the things we do comes back, or somebody else does and goes back to them type things. But I think it's a good time for you, Carla, to kind of evaluate those people or the things that you felt like maybe was good or bad, and it's time to start releasing that, and moving past it. So I think it's a good time for you to work on the karma stuff that people have maybe that you've worked on or need to work on. This is a good time to focus on the karma though, and start letting go of some of the old stuff.
And were y'all all sitting there saying those are wands? Did y'all all know that but me, that those are wands?
Oh,
I think
you had
they
the
are.
wands.
Yeah, so I believe those are I still have the same reading, but I believe those are the Nine of Fire. So the nine, just to let y'all know, Christopher Butler says, a great strength. This is the card of stubborn persistence.
That's your card.
It shows a weightlifter raising the bar into a mandorla above his head. Behind him stands a force of 9 wands. Lifting weights requires years of training, perseverance, physical discomfort, and stamina. Or whatever it is that we're saying, I'm going to be consistent with this show. I'm going to be consistent with my weightlifting, whatever that is. Lifting weight requires, we already said that. Success does not come easily and requires both patience and determination. The kind of great strength requires a lot of staying power. When the card appears, it speaks of digging your heels in for the long haul. You may be bruised, but you're not broken. You can stand your ground. You may even find your strength and endurance greater than you suspected. Once again, this is a healing struggle. For the weightlifter and the mandorla show that sometimes we can only reach a state of wholeness through a long battle. In war, a wounded soldier may still have to stand guard to protect his territory. So I wanted to say exactly what this card means, and that fits really well too. Yeah.
Cool.
And Matt will tell you when you're doing a podcast, right, Matt? You have to. It takes consistency. It takes showing up. It takes doing things. Roger will tell you when you're trying to get a business off the ground of healing or massage therapy or Reiki or reading. It takes what, Roger?
Consistency.
Consistency and showing up. and giving yourself credit for that, for those, even when you show up and it didn't go exactly the way you wanted, you showed up.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I agree. Next we have Leslie, General.
Okay. Hi, Leslie. Because that did not look like the hermit card to me. That was I'm like, I know the 9 is a hermit, but that does not look like. Make that work. Okay, this is the roach card. Looks like a roach on his back. Do you see it?
It does.
It does. You read first.
All right. Okay. Larens, and on the bottom it says strength, courage, bravery. But he's standing there with his arms crossed, so you must be standing there with your arms crossed, Leslie, kind of like, really? You're just trying to figure out things around you. You're just holding your ground. And I think you're second guessing some stuff, feels like. And it's what it feels like. You're just kind of just sitting there and you're second guessing whether something is going on. Maybe it's at work. Is this really what you really want? So I think it's time. Let's see here. Ace of Swords out of the other deck. So I think it's probably time. You're needing something fresh to happen. That's what it is. You're just looking for something new and fresh. And now's the time that, to take advantage of it. Okay.
Okay. Well, so it does look like this person to me is carrying a dead roach around on their back. Do y'all see that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what I see. Okay, so like, and I
big-ass
don't
roach.
have a good relationship with the water bugs. I'm just going to tell you. Water bugs are not my favorites, are they?
No.
No. And so, but this person this is the 10 of Swords. So typically that's a card of despair. It's a card of you've just hit a time, and most people will go, okay, and that's going to go into another phase. The good thing is, I usually go, oh yeah, but it's going to be hell until then. I actually get you're going into another phase, and you're actually going to carry around what you need to carry around. You're picking up the bugs, the baggage, the whatever it is you need to carry around, and you are disposing of those things, and you are about to transition into a newer phase in your beingness. And I typically would not say that. I'd be like, yeah, that's bull, because we got some hard work. Yeah, there's some hard work, but you're up to the task, and you know it. So, yeah, so get ready to carry around some water bugs for a while, and then you're going to be on your way to some better things. I really agree. I really believe that. And my water bug story someday Roger may tell you, but it's trauma for me when I get the water bug. That will not be my totem ever.
I think we should get some of those old plastic ones and just
I
put
think
them
not.
around.
They have the little wind-up ones, or
Yeah.
like a remote control one that can
Yeah,
So I have
that would
funny.
be awesome.
I have a
let it
funny,
loose in the studio.
funny story about that. So I used to go to these luncheons, right? And y'all know Tony was on the show, so Tony be at a lot of those. And a big joester is George W. So he was at the front table, and a friend of ours she would put roaches at all the tables. And I'm talking Condoleezza Rice. I'm talking all of them. Like they'd move something and there'd be like a bug, like a fake water bug.
Plastic one?
Plastic, but yeah, like everywhere. Like they got me, I can't tell you how many times. And then they'd have the little ones that moved around. And then so Debbie was walking off. I think he was going up to speak, and he points at, I won't say who, points at one of the people that was at the, I think it was Genesis Women's Shelter, and he points at her, and he goes, and he's shaking his finger at her, and she's like, it wasn't me, and we all knew it was her. It's totally her. I didn't put the water bug at the president of the United States seat. But yeah, they were always putting water bugs at everybody's table, and those tables were probably like 40,000, 50,000, and then there's some water bugs all over them. And, and then the people who's never sat there, they're going, what is going on here? And trying to be all sophisticated, and everybody else is just dying laughing, So it's really funny.
Well, you've got to keep everybody normal.
You got to keep it light. And he had a great sense of humor about it. I would have been like, ah.
I'm sure you did.
The first time. Then I realized I was supposed to laugh. I didn't find it that funny, but, with the water bugs. But, all right. Do we have more?
Yes, we have Lynn,
Okay.
a general.
General. Okie dokie.
All right. All right, so I got Nephilium, which is controversial, assessing, and new perspectives. But, even though this guy, you can kind of pay attention here. He's walking forward. He's carrying a tree with him, but he's walking. So these are giant people. So you do have like a bigger than life personality, but you're always kind of looking back. It's time to stop looking back, keep going, pay attention to what's going on in front of you, because if you don't, you're going to miss some of the things that's actually happening around you. So it's time, with your bigger than life personality, it's time to stop looking back over things that's been in the past. Move on about it.
All right, so you guys knew that I was going to find that hermit card, right? Because I was like, the hermit's the 9. Of course, they're Roman numerals. Here's the hermit in the Healing Light Tarot. So the hermit typically has a lantern. Here we have the lantern in a little, looks like maybe a Merkaba. I'm not pointing. So the hermit has gone, I always say, you go within to then go without, to bring something out to people, the wisdom that you bring. So it's the ones we talk about a lot are like, Jesus in the desert, one of them under the tree, one of them in the cave, all the well-known ascended masters. So the hermit is sort of like the guru, where you're going in. It doesn't mean you're shy, it means you're going to seek wisdom from within yourself. You may be learning from others, but you're taking a breather. And then when you come out of that, 40 days and 40 nights or whatever it is, then you're bringing something out to share with the world. And it's not because, it's all about me. It's because there's something that really was imparted to you that was important to share with others. This is a hermit moment for you, Lynn. And when we have a hermit moment, I believe we should grab them. And even if that's 2 days of meditation, even if it's 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night, and that's how we're starting, it feels to me that there's something that is going to be, some people will call it downloads. Sometimes they'll say you have downloads coming when you're sleeping and information comes to you. But I believe it also takes some time just being alone and being still with your thoughts. And again, writing down, not saying, this is crazy, I'm coming up. Don't question it. Just write it down or record your thoughts. And then see if you have another hermit moment that comes up. But usually they don't come back to back to back to back. You'll need a break. And then you'll come back and maybe share with a few close friends the information that was imparted to you and see how it's received, and just invite them to listen and to give you feedback on how that's received. It's pretty important, especially now, because we're shifting some of the ways we think about things.
All right, we have Stephanie with a general.
Okay.
All right, Stephanie. All right, so this one is the Alchemy, this Philosopher's Stone. See that? It's kind of cool card, actually. Be a cool tattoo. But it's also in like this big eye, and it has an eye in the center too. So I think it's time for you to really watch around you, pay attention around you. Things that are happening, Things can happen really quick around you. You just need to be more aware of things that are happening around you. So really be paying attention around you all the time. Okay.
Okay. So, what I'm getting is this is a very positive time for you. You can leap over obstacles and opportunities or receive opportunities with ease. And I'll show the card. It's got a lot. It's cups, so it's about emotions, and it's almost like this little ballet dancer leaping over the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is a card of manifestation. It's a card of, some people will call it the wish card. It's a card of all those cups are standing and things are coming to you. And I see them coming with ease because look at it, at the figure. The figure's just like leaping over those cups with no problem. So whatever's going on emotionally in relationships, in communication with others, and that, to me, that a lot of people say cups are about love. They are, but relationships go into every area of your life. It also has to do with empathy. You know that. Most of us know that, right? But we think, okay, it's just love. No, it's everything. It's how we deal with our fellow mankind and humankind. And so I feel like in every area, now is a good time for you to be manifesting what you want in life, but also how that's going to affect those around you, because this would be a good time for it to reflect positively on the people around you also. Okay? Things are going well for you is what I'm getting, and this is a good time to for that abundance and prosperity to overflow to others in your life also.
Cool.
All right, and we probably have time for about one more. And Nellie says they would like a reading.
Okay.
Okay.
General.
General reading.
Yep.
Ananuke. And it's controlling drama, conflict of interest. There you go. I like this because it actually shows duality, because on one side of the card is like nighttime, daytime. It's a lot of like the opposites on each side of the card. And I think there's a time for you, is actually that duality of things for you. It's like we talk about working into the shadow side of things, Nellie. And I think this is really a year for you to open up at working into the shadows of things and to really bring some focus into your own life, into your own kind of your own desires of where you want to be moving forward.
All right. So when I see this card, the Eight of Wands from this deck, it takes me back a year ago on national news when I talked about, do you remember this? Russia invading the Ukraine. This is the card that I pulled because it looked like bombs to me, right? That's not what this card typically is. This card is typically wands that either look like they're going up in the air or they look like they could be going down, and that's about all you get. But what it can mean is swiftness. And what I'm getting is there's going to be something for you, Nellie, that swiftness is required. And it's a swift action. And I'm going to tell you something, Nellie, and you can receive it because I know you are an honest reader too, and some of the messages you receive are not always just Pollyanna messages. I would be on the lookout in and around your town, everywhere, right, with the places you work, where you live. It feels like a swift action may be needed by you, and I don't know what it is. It just feels like a swift, not hasty, because that's like without thinking, but you're not going to have time to think. And I'm not saying this is what it is, but it'd be like if all of a sudden an elderly lady is about to step out in front of a car and you stop them or something like that. I feel like you just need to be vigilant and on the lookout for things in the next couple of weeks. And I'd say up to about 3 weeks. I don't know where that puts us, but not all the way through January. But there's something where you're just on the lookout, and if you feel the need to act, trust your instinct and trust your intuition and act. Don't take the time to go, oh wait, do I need to go put my arm out in front of that kid that's about to do whatever? Yeah, just do it. Okay. So I don't see anything horrible happening. I see you helping stop something and changing the direction of some energy. Yeah.
That's cool.
All right. I think that's about all the time we have.
That was it.
Yeah.
All right.
But that was good. We got through quite a few.
Yeah, we
did a lot of
did.
them.
Thank everyone for participating and let us read for you. It's a big honor to read for everyone.
Definitely so. And here's what we got going on this week, guys, because it is the last week of the year, not only the month, but the year. So we do have quite a bit of things happening this week. Thursday night, we do have Intuitive Insights. That's at the Bishop Arts location only, and that's Thursday night. It's $20, 7:30 to 9:30. You actually have Christine Gorman on Tarot Takeaways on Friday.
I do.
Love
Don't know Christine. She's always great.
Yeah,
So,
love her. And that's Friday at 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And y'all are talking about the Four of Pentacles.
join the chat. We always give prizes.
Yep.
And we do here too, because you got to hurry up and give one.
Yep. Also, bracelets and bubbly. That's in the past has been bracelets and bellinis for you that have been around for quite a while. But we changed the name to bracelets and bubbly events. And instead of just doing it here in Carrollton, we'll be doing this on Friday night in Frisco. So Friday night, Frisco, and you do need a ticket for this. And they have it on here. Why do they have it on here wrong?
What's wrong?
Oh, they just have Friday night. Oh, I'm looking at it wrong. They got it on here twice. Friday night, 7 to 9. But we're also going to do it in Carrollton during the day on Saturday from 2 to 4.
You need
Okay.
to sign up because they're starting to. It's getting pretty full.
Yeah,
And
once it's sold
I
out,
know
it's
people
sold
who are
out.
signing up for Frisco, and they just haven't yet. So,
Yeah.
so a guest that was on not too long ago. So she'll be there, and some other people. So, and then Carrollton's already signed pretty close to being full. So
Yeah.
you need to sign up.
So if you want to do the bracelets and bubbly, which is what's cool is you'll get a bracelet. I will help everybody kind of put their bracelets together for the year. This is how the bracelets we set up for the year. Michelle will actually then be doing readings for people. That'll be like little quick yearly readings based off the crystals on the bracelet.
Yeah, so you randomly draw the 5 to 7 stones to fill out your bracelet. The other are the 12 stones that represent each month of the reading.
Yep. And also on Saturday night from 7:30 to 8:30, Michelle is doing a gallery here at the Carrollton location. Is a night with psychic medium Michelle Welch. And you do have to have a ticket for that. That's only $35. That's cheap.
Yeah, can you believe that?
I know, right? That's a good deal right there. $35, 7:30, 8:30. You still have time to go and do your New Year's resolutions and party. Come by.
Oh, yeah,
hang
it's
out.
only going to be an hour,
Yep.
and not everybody. We are going to have a big screen because we definitely had people want to be part of it who don't live here.
Yeah, so this is going to be in person or by Zoom, right?
All at the same time. Yeah.
All at the same time, yeah, exactly. And then Sunday is Soultopia Psychic Fair, first Sunday of the month, and it's first day of the year too. So it should be a big day. We will also have some special promotions throughout of Soultopia, some sales going on in store, all weekend too. We just haven't come up with them yet, but there will be some.
I would say for all of these things, please sign up. The sooner the better, especially the psychic fair, because it is a very important day for readings, right? It's the new year. But it's also a lot of people are busy, our readers. So if you really want to get that spot with the reader and at the location you want, you're going to want to go on to and it's SoultopiaPsychicFair.com to sign up for that if you want to.
SoultopiaPsychicFair.com.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so for any of these, just go ahead and sign up. Yeah. So you want to give a prize really, really quickly because we said we were going to
Oh, we
each
did?
week?
Okay.
I did. I'm trying to keep my word that we said we'd do that. I've got a question.
All right, tell us your question.
Well, I did. I think we talked about it before. Okay,
okay.
what bracelet line did Matt say that we should come up with, or within that bracelet line? Is that too hard?
I
think it's a good
bracelet.
a new bracelet line. He actually had a specific example.
We'll take the example or the whole
Example
line.
or the whole
Example
thing. Yeah.
or the category. The line of
What's the prize?
yes, and the prize is going to be whatever Roger says it is.
I'll get the new bracelet design, and you'll get one of the new bracelets.
Oh, cool.
Oh, there you go.
Matt's like, I'm guessing.
That's like, I know the answer to that.
I do know the answer. I'll write in real quick.
It was funny because Barbara Moore was on last week. She was on Tarot Takeaways, and I said, the only person who can't answer is Barbara Moore because the question's about her. And she's like, I want an answer. You know, it is. But,
Yeah, and we are watching the SoulWhat Facebook page again.
so just
that.
guess.
Yeah, we were talking about a new line of bracelets.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I do too.
That should give it away right there. These
like
two
it.
agree
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
we
what
need
do we
it.
agree on?
I mean,
They're all trying to figure out what that word was again, because it's not one of those words you use every day. You know. That's why I said that we would take the word or even the bracelet we were talking about.
bracelet, the bracelet. And whoever wins, you can send it to, or your address to shipping at soultopia.guru, or you can come by and get your prize.
Yes. But don't just show up because I still got to design it.
Yeah. This is
That one
this
should be
is for
pretty
in the
easy,
future.
shouldn't it?
Yeah, somewhat.
Is it going to be wood or it's going to be crystals?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
All right. Do we have a winner?
Not yet. Everybody's stumped out there.
Yeah,
Okay.
You confused them all.
Do we want to make it a little easier?
I'm not sure how much easier you
Do we
can
want to
get.
get either or?
Meaning
And then we'll watch it fast, the first one who writes it. So we're going to either have a category on this that Matt mentioned or on this that and which one is it?
okay.
And they can choose. So come up with two categories.
We have a separate category then.
Let's do, okay, so we're going to have either a category of insectoids or a category of cryptoids. Cryptids.
All right.
First
There you
one to
have
write it.
Yeah. Either or. You got a 50-50 chance.
Yeah. Either say cryptoids or cryptids,
Now you're saying
Cryptids.
it.
cryptids or insectoids.
I just covered them all.
Yeah.
It's called Michelleoids. Did somebody guess?
Not yet.
Nope.
I think everybody
Man, I would just write.
They may have jumped off. Did they jump off?
Okay, so you know what? You know who our winner is tonight? It's Matt.
Okay. I'll take
Matt,
it.
so man, you jumped on that. Okay.
the
Okay,
answer
so
to
our
this.
winner is Matt tonight. He will get our first insectoid bracelet.
Is that going to be a water bug?
It's,
Yeah.
it's a
roach.
water bug
It's a roach
tied to
bug.
your back. It's a cryptid is actually the category,
Yeah.
and the first one is going to be a gray.
Gray aliens.
And Matt will be our first recipient.
Well, I don't
of
know if that was that going to be a part of that, or like you were just making a gray.
I was
alien
just making
anyway.
a gray.
But
I
it could be.
It
But
could be. I was just trying to come up with a question.
Yeah,
So
it
it's
could
going to be a gray, and Matt's going to get that first prize because we had no winner, and our time is up for
Everybody
tonight.
was
so-
just loving their readings, I guess.
right.
Yep.
So we look forward to
was.
seeing you guys in the new year, right?
Yep.
And we will be here.
Yep.
So
Maybe. Yeah, we will.
all right.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Good
Y'all
night.
have a great evening. Talk to you later. Bye.
Thanks for listening to SoulWhat, a Soultopia production. If you're intrigued, searching, or looking to schedule a reading of your very own, visit us in sunny Dallas, Texas, or visit us online at facebook.com/Soultopia Holistic Boutique. And if you like what you heard, subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcasting platform to be the first to hear new episodes every Tuesday at 7:30 Central.